Welcome to Profiles in Eccentricity, a show about weirdos. With your hosts, John Fahey, Aaron Peter, and Matt Brousseau.
Hello, folks. Welcome to Profiles in Eccentricity. It's a show about weirdos, doggone it. My name is John Fahey. Joining me as ever, prettiest boy under the sun, hot-bodied cum god, Mr. Aaron Joseph Pita.
That's right. I am total chaos. I am the
greatest pervert.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, absolutely. That's you,
Hot-bodied
motherfucker.
cum god.
Hot-bodied cum god. You say it fast enough, it doesn't sound
Hot-bodied cum god.
something of a hot-bodied cum god these days.
Oh, God.
That's you, motherfucker.
I love it when you call me a hot-bodied cum god.
Don't you love that
I like
shit?
it when anybody calls me a cum god. So
Yeah.
if you could all go on my Instagram and just start tagging shit as hot-bodied cum god.
HBCG.
Yeah, it's like those shirts, CBGBs.
HBCG. Yeah, if you could just start throwing that around on Aaron's Instagram, that'd be really dope.
Hot-bodied cum god.
Yeah, don't write the whole thing out. Just the HBCG. That'll be very nice.
You're right. I'll get a tattoo of it. I don't care.
Dope.
And speaking of hot cum and godlike physique,
good-looking son of a bitch.
Matt Brousseau to my
Matt
right.
Brousseau to my left.
God, you can almost smell the hot cum on him.
We can't open this hardcore anymore.
Hardcore.
Fuck.
Hardcore, hot body.
Guys are going 3 to 11 or something.
Oh, man.
It's fucked up.
Hey, Joe, you ever fuck with sexual hyperbole?
You ever fuck with drastic openings to podcasts?
At the risk of alienating your more
Yeah, no more
square, mainstream listeners?
Joe, believe me, I like to freak out the squares, man. I'll eat your children. I don't give a fuck.
The low life helps me from killing all y'all. What's going on with the GoPro?
I'm just trying to fix it. Don't worry.
I'm just trying to go pro, baby.
Ooh, speaking of pros.
Speaking of pros, we are pros. We're paid to do this.
We are pros. We write in prose.
Yes.
It's not always poetry.
No. We do get people donate is what happens to the Patreon.
That's right.
And I was talking to some people today on Instagram. It's really cool. People send us so much shit that's dope. People suggest profiles all the time.
Yeah, send us music. Send us music.
Yes.
We'll put that in Chopped Up Jukebox.
Yes, that's a show that you can only get by subscribing on Patreon.
Paying for it.
Please subscribe on Instagram. Follow us.
Follow us on Instagram. We don't have enough. We have so many beautiful, wonderful listeners.
Right.
And not
Not
all
enough
of
on
them,
the Instagram.
Not on Instagram.
Get a visual companion to the program.
Want all the love I can get.
Yeah.
And all the love that I can't get too.
That's Sisters of Mercy.
That's exactly right. And I want all of you to be my sisters of mercy.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram at Profiles in Eccentricity, at Pistol Pita, at John Fahey, at
Capital City
INC.
That's Matt Brousseau.
And that is Matt Brousseau, LSD.
Yeah.
The doctor.
And Laura's making great videos for us on YouTube. Follow us there.
Yeah, we're going to start putting up little mini clips on the Instagram to get you see our fucking hot twink faces.
Yeah, you can see all the pubes I glued to my face.
Oh, fuck. And they're not even yours.
Not at all.
No,
what the point of that
You don't
be?
have pubes. Your penis has
Absolutely.
alopecia.
Gross.
Your penis is like that guy from Barry.
Cross-eyed.
Bare and talented. Hairless, talented, charming.
That'd be great.
Syphilitic.
No.
Charismatic.
Oh, thank you.
All right, I fixed it. We're back.
We're back.
Hey, great.
Did we just burn all that content? Or?
No, I'm leaving that in.
Hell yeah.
No, it's just you won't be able to see my face
Thank God.
on YouTube for
Some
that
of
whole
that,
time.
yeah.
God
Sad.
Yeah, it's really.
If you want, I can put a stock photo of you in there.
I think just probably a guy wearing a mask.
Just deep fakes him.
Yeah. Deep. Yeah.
How deep?
So fucking deep.
So deep puts my ass to sleep. Oh no.
My fakes run deep.
Very deep.
Aaron, I believe you have something disgusting to share.
I do.
It's not disgusting.
It's
is
not disgusting. It's it's actually quite creative.
Oh, I like that.
I like that.
Turns out I like that.
I go through phases of watching pornographic material.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly right.
Pre-nut, post-nut?
Yeah, the phases of the moon.
Yeah, I time my porn watching with the lunar cycle too.
Tides go in. But one thing I've been really getting into lately is the comments.
Oh yeah.
I've been really getting into it.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So it's actually one of the most civil places on the internet. It's because everyone's getting that nut out, and like,
yeah.
Because they're not pent up in other, this is the place where like it's so much more civil than YouTube.
I saw one time where I was like, oh man, this is really cool. Like, the guys in the porn were being dicks to the girl, and the comment section was just like, fuck all these dudes.
Yeah,
like,
that's nice.
you would think the
So that's
section.
the kind of porn you watch.
No, but I mean, like, I was
Guys being dicks to girl.
like, no, but it was like, you were like, fuck these dudes. And then everybody in the comment section was like on board, which you would think the comment section would be a depraved fucking 4chan.
It's the most honest.
But you would think it would be shitty.
Right. One would, not us, because we're experts.
Yes.
So I have a collection of some.
That's great.
Can I share them with you?
Absolutely.
Would that be okay with you guys?
Do we need to know the context of each video?
Some
or?
of them you do, some of them you don't.
Okay.
This is from Johnny Wanker.
Oh, J-Dub.
I came to this website to pull my dick out and wank off like a fucking ape and moan like a whale. Instead, I got emotionally involved in a great story and maybe gotten a little crush on the actress.
Hey!
No jerking was done today, but I am leaving this site more wholesome and at peace. I didn't get what I wanted, but I got what I needed.
Oh, that's really
Wow.
sweet. That's pros.
This is actually kind of like going around the internet right now. This is just the title of the video. Sexy guy gets a boner, fucks lamp, and fucking dies. And it's just a skeleton next to a lamp. This is from Unido Fogoho. That ass is huge, but you know what else is? My love for Jesus. Can I get an amen? Reply comment, Jesus the Gentile. Thy cock is fat and thy nut is busted. Yet he who stands before the Lord with love in his heart shall receive a like. Amen.
Oh.
That's sweet.
This is another one. During the blowjob part, I just couldn't take my eyes away from her face. I didn't even masturbate. I just looked at her beautiful eyes the whole time. Her face is absolutely adorable, and the way she licked that dick is enough to make even a gay man straight. Exaggerating, of course, but you get the point. She could make an entire video of her just staring at the camera, and I would still be entertained. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Comment, sub-reply, bending over. Look at this pervert.
Yes!
This is from I Am a God 666420. Is no one going to point out the fact that her throat hurts and her solution is to shove a whole dick down it? Sub-reply, relax, he's a medical professional. This is on the Kimmy Granger Likes It Rough.
Oh, wow.
Everyone
good
knows
for her.
that. Millions of you.
Good
You
for
know
Kimmy
her.
Granger.
Yeah, Kimmy Granger Likes
Great
It Rough.
gal.
Keep up the good work.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while porn I surfed, weak and weary, over many a strange and spurious sight of hot XX galore. While I clicked my favorite bookmark, suddenly there came a warning, and my heart was filled with mourning, mourning for my dear amour. "'Tis not possible," I muttered. "Give me back my free hardcore." Quote the server, 404.
Oh my God, that's good.
Reply from Erwin Rommel, 69,
No.
brings a tear to a man's eye.
Oh, he's emotional, man.
And this is from Memes 44. Can anyone help me? I'm looking for the N-word pass. This is from I Sell N-word passes. I got you, bro. $50 for lifetime access. This is from Silverwolf 1741. I would seek and gather all the Infinity Stones across the universe just to fuck this woman. This is from You Can't Alt. Am I the only one constantly saying, "Damn, that's a nice house"? I was really looking at the house for half the video. Literally, that's the only thing I noticed, to be honest. They are the 1%. Good point.
I've always, I was gonna say, I've always wanted to accidentally recognize a house in person. Be like, oh yeah, I've seen that statue a lot.
I've always wanted to recognize somebody I went to high school with, and like I grew up in LA, like, and parts of the
Right.
valley, and like I still have not seen anybody that I knew in porn, which is fucking retarded.
It's really wrong.
Yeah.
You're so upset by it.
How come? Come on.
How are you still strangers?
Yeah. Hello. Do you know who I am?
High functioning pervert.
This is some guy just fucking commenting on. I was just about to roast her in the comments, but burning plastic is bad for the ozone layer.
Whoa.
That's a sick burn.
Ouch.
Wow.
It's rough. This is from Tongan Boys NZ. Shut your skin tone, chicken bone, Google Chrome, no home, flip phone, disown, ice cream cone, garden gnome, extra chromosome, metronome, dimmadome, genome, full blown, monochrome, student loan, Indiana Jones, overgrown, Flintstone, X and Y, hormone, friend zone, Sylvester Stallone, Sierra Leone, AutoZone, megaphone, professionally seen, silver patron, head ass up.
Oh my God.
Wow. Put a lot of thought into
This
these
is from
things.
Christopher Walken.
Hey.
Oh.
I bet it smells like bud spray and tilapia in that vehicle.
I bet it smells like bug spray and tilapia in that vehicle.
That's exactly right, John. This is from AJ Meme. I.O. Jeffrey. Doesn't matter. Bruh, he has so many stepsisters that are 18 and he using all of them. Just imagine the clusterfuck when they all meet each other and talk about how he used all of them for sex.
There's gonna be hell to pay.
Oh, man, reckoning.
Imagine the clusterfuck. Dude,
This
so
is-
concerned.
This is from Pubescent Male.
Hey,
Oh.
Does anyone know
he
the
doing
correct amount of water to put in rice? 3 cups of rice.
that's so dope.
Sticks, 239. 1 part rice, 2 part water.
No.
The minute rice box itself says 1 cup of water for 1 cup of rice and so on. So next time you make rice, try this. Bring water to a boil, add rice, stir, then cover and remove from heat for X amount of time. Boom, perfect rice, bitch.
Oh my God.
Then the guy under it says, nah, man, get 1 cup and call 2 girl. They will make perfect rice. This is on an insect impregtation hentai video.
Oh no.
I blast ass 69.
Oh no.
After I nut, I sat back and thought to myself, what the fuck did I just watch? Little fuck queen. After I came, I did the same fucking thing.
Damn.
What was the video again?
It was like a insect impregnation hentai porn. Damn, it's not.
Cool.
You can see it on the Discovery Channel.
Yeah. David Attenborough narrates it.
Well, insects are having a lot of trouble getting pregnant these days.
Are you an insect that's having trouble conceiving? You may be entitled to compensation.
Are you having difficulty conceiving? Are you an arthropod?
Insect
You
or
may have
arachnid?
inhaled fumes at your job. You may be
Does it
entitled
also
to-
smell like tilapia in your vehicle?
Are you dead?
Are you dead?
That's not fair.
All right, I made an account just to ask, why the fuck would she go into the shower with her socks on?
Wow.
I mean, it's a good question. I mean, it's
You
less
guy made a
slippery.
password and everything.
So this is on the video called "Cheating on My Boyfriend and Letting Him Come Inside Me."
Oh no.
Wait, who? Her boyfriend?
It's just the title of the video.
They get hasty with it.
Yeah.
This
I've already lost the plot.
This is from God with a blue check mark. Thou must not commit adultery. And then the next comment is XL titty lover. Bro, how the fuck you get verified as God?
Yes.
This is X Collier. Been jerking to this for like a year. And Pigo 88. Keep at it, my dude. You'll come any day now.
Yes. What a great community.
Yeah, they're really
Dude,
positive.
It's the best. This is Coca-Cola official. After a good workout, it's fun to have a nice, refreshing Coca-Cola. Next comment, laughing my ass off. Next comment, I love white cock. Next comment from McDonald's official. Absolutely, good old tall glass of Coke, double quarter pounder of cheese, and a slide of fries. Donald J. Trump 3 with a blue check mark. I will bomb England, you fuck.
What is that the same video?
No, it's that new video.
Okay.
I will bomb England, you fuck, from Donald J. Trump 3 with a blue check mark. Pope Urban II. Who are you people? VP Biden. You couldn't even follow through with Iran, you fat orange turd. This is from another video From Mom.
No.
Many O's.
Many.
This video is a lie. I tried to tell my sister I want to fuck her, but instead of fucking me, she screamed and told my dad.
Oh my God.
Donald J. Trump 3 with the blue check mark. Then I fucked my dad. This is from Varwanos24. Perfect tits. I have a homework to do now, so I must go. Sub-comment, your maths teacher. You better be doing your homework. Your grades have already slumped enough.
Aw.
I'd be on Pornhub for 2 hours looking for the right video just to nut in 49 seconds. This is from the FBI official. If I catch any of you cartoon fuckers here again, you're going to jail. This is from Baby Boy Chen. I'll never forget the day my uncle died. I walked into the hospital to say my final goodbyes to my uncle. I entered, and there he was, just laying there, fully erect. The sheets were raised around his crotch area, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't impressed. The family crowded around him as they switched his life support off, and his erect member slowly faded. A single tear of semen leaked from my urethra.
Oh my God. Oh my God, dude. Jesus Christ. That's brutal.
This is from Exib Lover X. I want to see her getting gangbanged and bukakied.
Oh no.
Black Sinatra sub comment. I want to see you in therapy. This is from Blender Brenda. This is a boring fuck. I'd love to see this lady fucked by a guy who gave a shit about her pleasure. That would be hot. Her little bitch. Agree completely. This video would be 110 times better if it was about her instead of him. Floppy fucker. Hey, language! My 7-year-old son goes on this side. This is from Foreskin is Gross.
Yes.
We got Matt the Spinner!
Almost.
I literally just made an account to express how absolutely disgusted I am by the fact that this bitch just took off her clothes and ate the cheese out of my nigga's dick. Like I'm fucking baffled as to why this bitch would do this, and she's gonna say that it tastes good like you a nasty ass bitch. The rest of this video is good. I busted a fat ass nut, but that shit was hella nasty. I'm sorry for cussing. I just read it. I'm sorry.
It's a great litany of insanity.
This is from the real Hitler 1889.
No!
That guy looks Jewish. He should visit my summer camp.
God, dude.
This is from DMR 478. I was offered sex with a 21-year-old girl today. In exchange, I was supposed to advertise some kind of bathroom cleaner. Of course, I declined because I'm a person with high moral standards and strong willpower. Just as strong as Ajax, the super strong bathroom cleaner. Available with scented lemon or vanilla. This is from Rogue 1951. I'm a bit conflicted. My girlfriend and my dad have the same birthday, and I don't know which one to go and celebrate. I mean, I lost my virginity one, and the other is my girlfriend.
Fuck, dude.
Oh, God. This is from Doug Dim Madome. I was obsessed with the sound that comes from slapping my dick side to side. Basically, you have to rapidly twist your torso back and forth, propelling the penis to and fro, creating that slapping effect. You have to be buck naked. I even once thought of forming a dip slapping gang. Whenever we beat up somebody, we would throw him on the ground, surround him, strip naked, and torment him with our dick slapping noises.
Jesus.
This is from The Expert Review. I think that the acting was fantastic from both of the actors. I too wanted to fuck the entitlement right out of her. The part when he shoves the eviction notice into her mouth really surprised me because I thought he was going to pull a fast one on her at the end and make her pay for rent anyways. I think a follow-up episode would be interesting in which we see if she locks down a steady job. The characters both had struggles, but only one of the characters met their character arc. 7.6 out of 10. This is from On My Way to Fuck Your Bitch 1000.
No way, dude.
For every like, I get a nut a day.
Oh, God.
4 days later. Actually, no. 6 months later, On My Way to Fuck Your Bitch 1000. I think I'm dying because he got 55 likes. And then 4 days later after that, motherfucker, you dead. It's from XX Cat Lady XX. Cat, capital cat. This guy laid some serious pipe. Reminds me of the Caterpillar PL83 pipe layer with 319 horsepower and a lifting capacity of 170,000 pounds, designed for performance and easy transport. This is from Alabama Boy 1865. Fucking disgusting. They ain't even related. Reply comment. Fuck yeah, I love fucking my sister.
Jesus, dude.
And then from Peter Fitznicer, that's what I'm talking about, brother. Keeping the family all the way. This is so the title of this porn is fuck. Never mind. No, it sucks. Okay, this is from Real O.J. Simpson. Does anyone know how to hide a knife? Benito Mussolini, 47. Only if you help me win the war.
Oh, God.
And then Erwin Rommel, 69. You help me hide my panzers and I'll help you out, mein Kameraden. It's World War II joke.
With OJ.
Yep. Ride My Tongue Baby says, what's with all the stepsister brother all the time lately? It's everywhere. Just add step into your titles to get search results, I guess. Caught by my step balls jerking my step dick. Blew my load in my step sock. Seduced by my 18-year-old step left hand. And then this last one here is a deep profiles cut, actually.
No.
This is from Yo-Yo We Got Porn. In 1985, a black bear was found dead from a cocaine overdose in a forest in Georgia. The bear had eaten 76 pounds of cocaine, worth $15 million, from a duffel bag that was dropped from a drug smuggler's plane. There was probably about a 5-minute window before he died where he was officially the most dangerous apex predator on any continent. Puss Puss Killer. Slow clap. Cocaine Bear made it into the Pornhub comments.
Wow,
Isn't that great?
yeah.
I want to share some of those with you.
That's very nice, Aaron.
Pornhub, huh?
Yeah, they're having so much fun over there. Mm-hmm. We got to get over there.
You see what happened? This is like the perfect, illustration of the difference between incels on Reddit and people that are busting nuts all the time on Pornhub.
Exactly. That's exactly
on
right.
Reddit and 4chan, they're fucking like, fuck you, I kill your mother, N-word, J, all sorts of words. And then on Pornhub, they're all denutified and they're like, hey man, you want to... People are solving each other's homework problems.
Forget about it. They're helping each other out, tagging up each other's jokes.
That's exactly right.
You know?
Telling anecdotes.
Yeah. History.
Deconstructing society.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a nut.
You do. But I guess you could be incel and still jerk off.
I don't know. I don't know how that works. Almond Joy has nuts, mounds don't.
That's exactly right.
That's exactly
That's very
right.
good. That's very good. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy got nuts.
Mounds don't. People don't get it. People don't get it.
Is that old now?
Yeah, we're old. We're 35-year-old men.
Yeah, back when there was coconut fucking candy on the
You
shelves.
can still get it. I like to put it in the refrigerator.
Is that about right?
I like to put an Almond Joy in the fridge.
Almond Joy.
Almond Joy.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Sometimes. My joy has nut.
I can't have nut without joy, and I can't have joy without nut.
That's absolutely right.
Matt, are you going to dive in?
Yeah, I got
Head
a little
first.
thing here.
You got a little thinger?
Oh, hold on. Actually, let's take a little break.
Take a little break?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be back.
Here's a stinger. Now, Matt,
Yes,
you've got something special
I do.
That body.
between those fucking thighs.
Whoa.
Hey, that's my man. I'll take it.
Hey, call me an Almond Joy because I'm feeling like a nut.
So I'm catching up on some of our patron recommendations.
Los patrones.
Yeah, so the next Patreon episode that's coming out maybe before this one, if we could do it, is a recommendation. This is one from this person prefers to be named anonymous.
Oh, well, you just named them.
No man.
Anonymous.
But they sent this wonderful little thing from Iceland. A couple things from Iceland.
Terrific.
And this was their description of kind of Iceland. Iceland is beautiful as shit, but fucking sucked to live in for the first couple hundred years. Iceland has no large native animals, so every farm animal was crazy expensive. Wood was scarce enough that it was a valued resource you couldn't waste. Cultural cabin fever set in after a few hundred years of bleak starvation.
Cultural cabin fever?
Yes.
After a few hundred years of bleak starvation, you end up with people putting in insane amounts of physical labor and time into a magic spell just to get some goat milk because you spent all your savings on a plank of wood for your roof.
This is from a patron.
Yeah.
From Iceland?
No, I don't believe so. But they said they were looking through Iceland shit, and they found a lot of Iceland has a lot of good folk tales and whatnot.
Yeah. They jailed all their bankers.
They did. They bailed out the people.
That's exactly right.
Yes. And they said, you guys take a hike.
Yeah.
Shoved them down a volcano, I think.
Yeah, that's why that volcano exploded and it caused worldwide travel problems because of the
because it was choking on bankers.
Yeah.
So there's two things we're going to go over here. The first one is called the Tilbury, Tilberi, or Snakkur,
Snakkur.
Snakkur.
Uh-oh.
Tilbury means carrier, Snakkur means spindle. They're both used in different parts of Iceland.
Okay.
And these are things created by witches.
Ha!
Is that right?
So in order to create a Tilbury, a woman steals a rib from a recently buried body early on a Whit Sunday, which is a Pentecost.
Whitsunday.
Yeah. So they take this rib, they twist it around gray wool, and you have to steal the gray wool, of course. You can't. Everything has to be stolen.
Of course.
Of course. This is...
Witchcraft here.
Yeah,
Hello.
it's not legal. Hi.
Or sometimes it's specified that the wool has to be plucked from the shoulders of a widow's sheep soon after the wool has been plucked.
Fuck, that's so much shit.
Yeah, you just got
High protocol.
You got to get it
Yes,
right.
a very high protocol.
High
Aaron.
protocol witchcraft.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't get it right, it's not going to work. And then you have to keep the wool between her breasts.
The woman
Yeah,
or the sheep?
yeah. So the woman keeps the wool between her breasts while she's
I love a
carrying it.
woman with hair between her breasts.
Absolutely. A little patch of fur.
Yeah.
So then the next three Sundays at communion, she spits sanctified wine onto the bundle,
Jesus Christ.
Now we're talking.
and every time it becomes a little more alive.
Oh, no.
It's because of the spit and the wine
And the stink.
and the
And
smell yourself.
then the final touch for life is she lets it suckle on the inside of her thigh.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. Call me Grey Wool.
That's so gross.
Hey Joe.
You ever suckle on the inside of a woman's thigh, man? Just a little bit.
How do you think I got so big and strong?
How do you think I got this lisp, motherfucker?
Sucking on,
Suckling.
suckling on thigh gap.
Suckling on celluloid, motherfucker.
Celluloid. Suckling on celluloid.
Suckling on celluloid.
Cellulite.
No.
I suckle on 35mm prints of film.
Well, if you're a mongoloid and you have cellulite, it's celluloid.
Exactly right.
It was actually a man named
Let's
Lloyd.
not talk about the celluloid crisis going on in a rural community. Hey, I got some Lloyd I'd like to sell you. It's the print of Back to the Future.
Is it Lloyd's of London
It's
by any
Christopher
chance?
Lloyd. Yeah, it's Doc Brown. I'd like to sell you Lloyd.
So now what you do with this, the woman now takes this Tilbury, and they can send it to steal milk and from cows. Also, they can steal wool, according to...
Like Brillo?
yeah. They would suck on milch cows, Milch cows?
Milk.
I don't know what a fucking milch cow is.
I don't know what a milch cow is.
I don't know either.
It's like a budget cow.
Oh, yeah. This cow's all milchy.
And so what they do is it would clamp onto the cow, and it would wrap itself over, and then it would suck on the udder.
Jesus, the little wool rib wine creature,
Homunculus.
which now has come to life.
Like a golem.
It'll go and it'll suck on milk and it'll bring it back to the witch.
Yes, and so it brings it back. No, not even just a witch. Just could be any woman.
Will it regurgitate the milk into her mouth like a baby bird?
So what it does is it returns to the woman, and it says, "Full belly, mommy."
Shut up. It talks?
Or churn lid off, mommy. And then if they take the butter churn lid off, and it spits all the milk into the butter churn.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
It's like a gremlin.
Yeah. Does it dance?
Well, I'm going to show you a couple pictures.
Can you
of them.
feed it after midnight?
I'm going to show you.
Oh, I feel like it's going to be so gross.
Can you get it wet?
Jesus! Oh, no! Oh, this is terrible. This is... Oh, they look like the Twilight Zone faces. Oh, dude.
That is a nightmare.
That looks like, do you remember the pig face in the
Yeah.
Twilight Zone thing?
Beauty and I.
Oh, no. It's the creature on the wing in the...
The gremlin.
Yeah.
This
yeah, fuck, man.
this looks like that lady that had a lot of plastic surgery. That cat lady.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty now. Fuck me. Please fuck me.
Oh God. Do you want this?
What did they make this out of?
Wool, wine, rib.
Yeah, but dude, that is some serious plaster of Paris work.
Yeah.
Can I see the one you have? This is nightmare. Dude, this thing is not suckling anything.
I mean, that's a mouth right there.
Yeah, that's suckling.
This is like
Suckling most things. What are you talking about?
I think all it does is suckle.
So
This looks like your weed grew a face.
yeah.
Yikes.
My face grew weed.
Oh my God, this thing is an agony.
It's terrifying.
It's really bad.
Kill me. I never asked for this life. Kill me.
So in order to protect the cows from this, they would make the sign of the cross under the udder and over the rump. That would keep these Tilburys away.
Under the udder and over the rump.
Butter churned from milk stolen by a Tilbury will clump together as if curdled or even melt into foam if the sign of the cross is made over the Schmorhunter
Yeah.
butternut.
The butter
Sometimes it steals wool.
not.
If a woman has a child and this thing manages to reach her own breast, then she's at risk of being sucked to death.
Really? Well, that can happen.
Yeah.
Please,
Please, me. Give me the schnuck, whatever.
Does I have to? You gotta die some way. Can I be sucked to death?
Oh, fuck. Let the hair gremlin suck me to death, fuck.
Can I just? Will you suck my celluloid?
Now, when they get really old, what you do is when they're old and worn out, or when the woman is old and worn out.
Yeah, this thing doesn't age.
No. The carrier, this thing is so much trouble to Tilbury that she can't even have him suck on her thigh anymore.
Absolutely not.
And so she sends him up into the mountains and orders him to gather up all the lamb's droppings from 3 pasture lands.
Lamb shit.
Yeah, and then he works himself to death over this. And, because he's trying to bring all the lamb shit to
And
her.
he's got to do what she says. She's a witch, for crying out loud.
Yes. And in proof of which, this is proof that these things exist, men have said that one often finds human ribs among heaps of lamb's droppings in the pasture.
Ew!
Because it's clearly the Tilbury is dying. Yeah.
Clearly.
Absolutely.
There are a few examples of men who have chased them on horse, but only the swiftest of horses, they say.
Does it hop?
It probably just slithers.
Like, does it work underground like the Tremors?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
They do say that when they're pursued, they will hide under their mother's skirts, and so the man who sees this can tie her clothes around her legs and have her put to death. That's how you solve.
I think it's transphobic.
So wait. If what happens, you can kill her?
If you manage to chase one of these and see it climb into its mother's skirts,
Yeah.
you tie her clothes together and then put her to death.
No, it's not a Tilbury. I just have a dick. Oh, thank God. Wow.
That's them sucking the dick.
Yeah, we can suck each other to death.
Instead
Yeah,
of.
thank God it's not a Tilbury. It's a hairy ass dick.
All right, I have one more for you.
Love that.
Love this nightmare fuel.
This next thing is called the necro pants.
Necro! The Sexorcist, the best there is. Check out Chopped Up Jukebox if you want to hear horrorcore
That's
rap
right.
phenom Necro.
Only on Patreon.
It's a good show!
Now, this is there's one surviving pair of these necro pants. It's in the
It's in the morgue.
I just threw that paper away. It's in Homalik, I think, in this museum in Iceland.
It's a homelick?
I can't remember. Don't worry about it. So these pants are it's a perpetual money machine, is what they are.
Huh.
And there's a very easy way to create them.
Uh-huh.
So what you do is, right before someone dies, you make a pact with them that you can have their necro pants.
Yes, please, and thank you.
So that person dies, and then you have to dig up the guy's body, peel the skin off of their corpse from the waist down in one piece without any holes or scratches. Then, as soon as you step into the pants, the skin of the corpse will stick to your own.
It's like getting in a pair of wet Levi's.
Yeah. And then the wearer of the pants has to steal a coin from a widow at Christmas, poor preferably,
Wearing the pants?
wearing the pants at Christmas, Easter, or Whitsun, and place the coin in the scrotum of the trousers, along with a magical sign called a Naberbachsektor. I can't pronounce that.
These pants fit like a second skin.
And so what happens is because you have to put a piece of paper with this
A
sign,
Blair
sigil in
Witch
it. Yeah.
kind of sigil there.
And so you put that in the scrotum with the coin, and then what will happen is the coin will then constantly be refilling the scrotum with money
Yes.
Yeah, that's where I keep
stolen
mine.
from other people.
Yeah.
Now, if the sorcerer, the wearer of the pants did not pass them on before their death, it is said that the body would be infected with lice as soon as he passed away.
Huh.
And if you're passing the trousers off to someone, you have to put what there's conflicting tales of this, but you have to put one leg in while they put one leg in. Or you have to.
Sure. Yeah.
You get it.
You got to DP the pants.
They're called
your legs.
necrocorps.
Necropants.
And this is what they look like.
Oh God Almighty!
Let's see this dick.
So it's just like it's like a flesh skin bottom.
Yeah, it's a pair of skin pants.
It's the bottom of a man,
Yeah.
and the money goes in the scrotum
Yep.
because it's a handy.
Well, it's a built-in fanny pack.
Yeah. I wish my fucking scrotum wasn't filled with these dumb balls. I put all kinds of cool
Where
shit
your
in
piss
there.
is? Yeah. It's all full of piss. I can't fit money in it.
It drew money into the scrotum from living people, so it'll never be empty as long as you leave the original coin in.
Is that right? Now, is that about right?
John, would you mind trying that out for us?
If I had a coin, Aaron, I wouldn't be here with you.
If I had a sack to put my money in, I wouldn't be here with you.
Only surviving pair of necropants.
They're in the Museum of Icelandic Sorcery and Witchcraft in
Can we go there?
Holmavik. Yeah, why not? We could.
Museum of Icelandic Sorcery and Witchcraftin.
Craft work?
So you would give permission after death?
I would not, but then somebody would. I got a big balls to fill, man. You're gonna have to put a lot of coin in that sack.
That's exactly why you should donate.
Nah, fuck them. I store piss in my balls.
Yes.
I don't have room for money.
Right.
Hello.
But you're dead.
I can't take it with you.
That's right.
Yeah, well.
Liquid gold.
Liquid gold, it's number 1. Invest in piss.
Yes.
It's the gold standard. Hello.
It really is.
Wake up, sheeple. What do you have, John? You were really excited talking about this.
There was this man,
There was a man.
and he
On this show?
he just had, I mean, this is one of the craziest lives I think I've ever heard about in, a short period of time. And this man was named George Bosque, as in mosque, same spelling.
Boss.
And he grew up in Miami.
Bosque means forest.
Yes, son of Cuban immigrants.
Yep.
And he was, just born in 1955 in Miami, and the son of a Cuban immigrant. And he, was kind of overbearing, stern father, Cuban guy. And he went to a private Catholic school. He went to Miami Military Academy. And it was like, boys today, men tomorrow, very stern, strict. And George was a smart kid. And he was class vice president on the debating team. He was editor-in-chief of the paper. And he was just considered very smart, very ambitious. And he was whatever, now kind of coming up in the post-Vietnam era, right? And it's a little hippy-dippy in the country.
Sure.
And, the Cuban immigrant crew is a little bit more conservative.
Little machismo.
And he was very not into the rebellious people.
A military academy paid off.
Yeah, he was really into Law and Order, and he wanted to be a cop, and he was in love with Dirty Harry, the movie, and he wanted to be in the army or the cops, and he was just not really able to do it. He was very invested in making his father proud. His father was very into that. He was into him being in the military academy as a young man. And he could also be a little difficult. Some people said there was kind of, some sides of him people didn't really like. They were like, okay, is this guy iffy or is he cool? People have kind of differing, varied accounts.
Did he fail his academy test?
He did, and he just gets kind of like politically like conservative, and he's like lashing out about the government overreaching and the police being bad-mouthed and the military being bad-mouthed, and then he's talking about deserters, traitors, all of the fucking all of the shit, and he's really not into like hippie faculty people at university and stuff, and. He still fucks around. Like, he kind of steals a car from a teacher.
Kind of steals a car?
Yeah, he was borrowing it. He didn't get charged. He drove it out of state from Miami. It takes 7 hours to get out of Florida from the bottom. Like,
That's a borrow.
And he's just, super, whatever. I guess he kind of gets away with stuff by being, like, this kind of, like, good boy, conservative kid. And he's, like, just fucking around, and he starts talking all this shit, in his political writings about homosexuals, and he's like, I can't go out to my girlfriend to a movie,
I suck all these guys' dicks. It's annoying.
And he's like,
all these gays around, I gotta suck their dick. I can't be with my straight girlfriend.
He's totally gay.
Of course he is.
He's 100% gay. He has no girlfriend. This is all bullshit. And he's so great job, Aaron.
Well, it takes one to know one. Smell yourself.
He's got just no no interest in his father ever knowing that he's gay at all. That's not gonna fly. And he goes to Washington D.C. He's trying to get into the cop kind of thing there.
Yeah, that's where all the men are.
Well, yeah, and he gets into the gay scene. He's kind of like
little clamps, mesh tank tops.
Oh yeah, rollerblades, dick swinging.
There's a sound it makes.
And he's like getting into like running for public office. He's like, okay, I'm going to start in the police force, and he's got a really good reputation from Miami, and he's just passed over. The cops are like, no. And he's going to a military academy then in South Carolina, trying to get into West Point military because cops didn't work out. Doesn't make it there either. And his dad was like kind of blaming racism on it, but like, who knows why he didn't get in? Like, I'm sure he was very ambitious about getting in.
Did he have any color?
He looks, I guess, a little tan.
Okay.
And so then he goes to DC again, and he's hired as a police dispatcher at the university, and he's like, all right, fine, this is okay. He's fucking arrested stealing police walkie-talkies. And
No, he's a dispatcher, that's what he knows.
He needs to practice.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And he's again released without charge because sterling character. And
Sterling character.
he kind of starts, being a little bit more loose with the gay thing in D.C. And
right.
he meets this guy, Carl Denton, in 1975, and that's kind of like instant love for him. He's instantly in love with Carl.
Sweet.
And now he's kind of like confronting this thing of like being this homophobic, anti-gay guy, and then being like, I'm a fucking totally, openly gay man. And Carl is only 17. George is 21.
Oh.
And they moved in together after a minute, and George is like super into Carl. Carl is more of a follower of George, and George is still very afraid of his father possibly finding out he's gay. And then he suddenly is getting epileptic seizures, and he's like fucked up. He'll go unconscious. His back would like arch, and then his chest would contract, and then his legs and arms would start like shaking violently, and sometimes he would turn blue from his breathing, and it might like be like an hour before he got like back to.
Oh my god!
What do you do when that's happening?
Take CBD.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
I don't know. Fucking thing. From
a
Pulp
spoon in the mouth.
Thing from Pulp.
Yeah, you get the wooden spoon.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it.
you get it whapped over your ass.
Yeah, Carl.
Quit chicken, motherfucker!
Quit being dramatic.
Hey, bitch. You bitch. Wake up. Straighten out. Fly right.
He's like, now I'm never gonna have a fucking career in law enforcement or the military. There's no way they're gonna have an epileptic.
Yeah.
So he's hiding it. He's like, I'm not gonna,
So he's hiding his epilepsy. He's hiding his gayness.
right. And he tells his dad he's moving to San Francisco.
Well, that's not
A
hiding it.
very epileptic-friendly community.
He says, I'm going there to seek my fortune. He's like, I'm trying to make you proud. And he goes and he's immediately applying to the police force. He lies, doesn't say anything about the epilepsy, still is rejected. He gets a job at the San Francisco Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. And they really like him. He's popular, he's cool, but they also are like finding out he's proclaiming himself as a Nazi.
That's one way to
and
hide.
He's got a bunch of Nazi shit at his place, like at the flat, at the apartment. And people at the SPCA in San Francisco are like, I'm not going to hang around with that dude anymore.
Well, I mean, but he's still for animal welfare.
Right,
Yeah, it's just- it's
so was
not-
Hitler.
Yeah, not
He's a
human.
vegetarian.
Yeah. And people remember him like kind of talking about money and trying to borrow and stuff. And he was really kind of worried about this epileptic thing and how he was going to be taken care of financially and being able to afford that. And also, Carl is with him and everything. And people thought like some of the Nazi thing was like a joke and like not taking it that seriously. And SPCA in San Francisco, they fire him. And the guy never says why in 1977, like the boss. And George goes back to the police recruitment center in San Francisco and gets a job. He does this thing where it's like a special police officer where you're like part of a neighborhood force that's kind of like private for hire. And it's kind of for like wealthier people. And you have like a patch that you kind of pay into. Like you would pay into like a taxi medallion, And he's doing it with this guy, Lou Vance. And Lou Vance, is like, kind of like leasing the area that they patrol or whatever. It doesn't make any... But George is pretty happy. He's finally getting to do cop shit.
I'm excited. I feel like Lou Vance, that's a name that...
It's a great name, isn't it? He's got a gun. He's got a badge. Super psyched. And he starts getting a little bit much. And
Oh, really? The guy who couldn't make the...
his buddy's girlfriend shows up one day and he just fucking handcuffs her and pulls a gun on her. And he gets fired. And then he reapplies and is rehired within weeks. What is going on, people? What the fuck is going on?
Not a good system.
Back in the 70s, 80s, I mean, there was no record of
You
anything
change
happening.
your hair color and wear a different shirt, and all of a sudden you're a different person.
Yeah, you glue some fucking pubes to your face, and now you're
Yes.
fucking...
You look just like this guy.
Yeah.
Except with more pubes.
So, the special police force, private security thing almost is a nighttime thing. So then he gets a job in January '78 for Brink's armored cars.
Right.
And it's harder than getting into the cops.
Yeah.
What the fuck? You can't have
Lie
seizures?
detector, fingerprint shit, background checks, and none of his criminal shit pops up. He's doesn't know about the previous arrests, the epilepsy, pulling the gun on the friend. There's no record of anything. Why they were going through this bullshit. And he's usually going to like one San Francisco bank to another in an armored car, 5 people, and he's still depressed. He's still bummed out. He's like fighting with Carl. He's scared about the future. He's scared about not having money. And he has 2 really bad epileptic seizures. And he's really scared that he's going to lose both jobs. And you can't fucking carry a gun and shit if your fucking legs are shaking. You know what I mean?
It doesn't help. It's tough to shoot.
It is. And he's like, he just wants money for just like the proper medical attention he needs to figure out what the fuck is going on. And he didn't want his dad knowing anything. He would never ask his dad for help because it might lead to him finding out about the gay lifestyle. And he runs for sheriff of San Francisco in '79.
Jesus Christ.
And he doesn't even get on the ballot.
Oh, man.
And he's
Why did he run for sheriff?
I don't know. It's just like a crazy, desperate thing. And this one night, he is fighting with Carl. Carl says he's moving out, and he's already packed. And he tells George, and neighbors are they still remember him leaving. And he goes. He's with one other person in a Brink's car on a summer morning. And it's like 7 a.m. They go to the San Francisco International Airport in the armored truck, and they're there to pick up a shipment from Honolulu and to take to Federal Reserve Bank. And the shipment is 7 large gray canvas sacks of money in $50 and $100 bills, total over $7 million. After loading the sacks into the truck, George is looking at the money, and he thinks about Dirty Harry, and he says, "Do I feel lucky?"
Oh God.
And
Did he have a gun to his face while he did that?
no, he tells the other driver that somebody inside an airline official wants to speak to them. Bails out with the truck full of money, and he goes to the San Francisco Airport Hilton, where he gets rid of it. He's getting out of the truck to unload the money, and then he sees a maid pulling into the hotel, points the gun at her, and
There's too much tuna there, you stupid bitch.
he grabs 2 of the 7 sacks. That's it. Throws
What?
2 of the 7 sacks, full of $150 bills, and throws it into her car. He's trying to get her, in the car too, and I think she jumps out of it while it's moving, and they find it abandoned near the apartment, and he is fucking gone. They find the car, and in it is a $50 bill with a note that says, "Dear lady, sorry I had to use your car and that you were so scared.
All right.
Yours, a man in trouble."
Oh,
He's fucking gone. $1.85 million.
wow, very nice.
So he left another 4 just in the truck.
He left another 5.
Fuck. Did he throw
little-
the maid the keys? Like, hey.
Hey.
I did, and so the cops, they figure out this is how much he's got. The banks are covered. Lloyd's of London, they cover Celluloids of London, of course. And it was one of the biggest heists ever from Brinks, and they are so ashamed. They put out a $50,000 reward for George Bosque,
50.
and Lloyd's of London adds onto it until it's $150,000
No shit.
to find this one guy in 1979.
Oh, that's good money.
And it's all over the world about this guy because they know who did it. Mm-hmm. They know exactly who did it.
Yeah.
And they have no fucking idea where the fuck he is. And they're basically like pathetic. They're like, yeah, we just don't know where he is, and we don't know, and we really don't know, and it's really a bummer.
Must have been tough to write the
Listen, if
newsletter.
you know anything about this fucking guy who stole fucking 2 bags of cash out of
You
the
know
Brinks
anything
truck,
about
call
George
us.
Bass? The fucking maid is rolling down the fucking side of the fucking.
Yeah, she's diving into the fucking money like Scrooge McDuck. She can't swim. She's drowning.
He is 26 years old, 6 feet tall, 180 pounds, slender. He has worn a mustache.
Yes,
He is of Cuban descent. He is fluent in Spanish.
No
he has
mustache.
suffered from epilepsy. He is a deeply troubled man.
He is total chaos.
A Nazi,
Greatest pervert.
a Nazi buff,
A Nazi buff.
a Nazi buff,
Nazi enthusiast.
and a
likes it.
drifter.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
And then-
there's no
and
most
then-
wanted poster.
then they-
They're not a drifter.
Then they throw out a statement saying he is known to associate with homosexuals.
Oh,
Homosexuals.
And they go all over the district he was kind of in, and they're looking for pictures. And they find Carl Denton. He's moved to Dallas, and he turns himself into the cops. And they're like, pretty quickly, they're like, this fucking guy has nothing to do with it. And they're like, all right, fine. And they just don't have a fucking clue where the fuck he is.
God, those are the days.
yeah.
And then George sends word out.
Because he can't fucking help himself.
He sends an envelope with $10,000 and $50 bills to the San Francisco Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals,
Oh,
to a note to Richard Avanzino, the man who fired him from that job, the director. And he says, "Dear Mr. Avanzino, you are a good and honest man. Please use this humble amount to benefit our animals. God bless you, Mr. Anonymous."
so they know it's him though.
They do. And
God bless you.
So the papers are like, fugitive Brinks guard sends SPCA $10,000. Avanzino has to fork over the money. I appreciate his intent with this donation, but I wish it had come under different circumstances, Avanzino says. Then George sends $20,000 in cash to Lou Vance.
Ah, Lou.
Here's the money
Lou.
I owe you for your beat and the equipment. I hope your children will remember me for my good points, and I hope you use the money wisely for that mobile home that you wanted.
You trash.
Don't forget, it's a chance that makes brothers, but the heart that makes friends.
What?
Oh,
what?
shut up.
What? What is that from? Is that a thing?
Made it up.
I
Is that
I have
Fantasia?
absolutely no idea. Vance has to fork over the money too, and George gets sentenced in absentia, and they are it's larceny of bank funds, theft from an interstate shipment, and it carries a maximum sentence of 35 years in prison and a $15,000 fine. People are saying they see him all the way from Dallas to Los Angeles, Miami, Chicago. FBI agents are sent to Peru to see if he might be there in a colony of 1,000 Cuban expatriates. And they go to George's father, and he's like, I have no idea. He's a good boy. They're like, what if he's gay? And he's like, absolutely not. He
can't suck dick worth shit. Believe me.
He's got girlfriends. He's a great son. You know, I don't know if he did this. If he did, somebody induced him to do it. Whatever. And he's like, I'm afraid for my son. Somebody might kill him. And then he's just gone and gone and gone. And the FBI is like, there's just no telling where he is.
Yeah, that's the issue.
We've been pretty much depending on people letting us know if and when it does come in,
Yeah.
or if they hear from him. On the 1-year anniversary of his disappearance, an FBI spokesman says, to be honest, we have absolutely no idea. George went to New York, and he has $1.85 million. He basically isn't found because he contacts nobody from his former life.
Good move.
And he starts living as J.R. Lewis, a millionaire businessman, and he's hanging with rich people, and they love him. He's always got money.
Yeah.
And he's with the gay crowd in Manhattan. He's going to Fire Island, Long Island's, very hot,
Sexy.
gay fuck
hot,
mecca.
Steamy.
And he's just kind of like, couch surfing around Fire Island, and
Butthole surfing.
he's not
Great butthole surfing around Fire Island. You just keep going around.
Oh yeah.
around.
He's terrified of being separated from the money at first, and then he's just kind of like, oh, it's cool. Like I'm a rich person. He's hanging out with politicians. He's going to like high end parties.
Eyes wide shut shit.
Yeah, he's doing, and he goes all over. He's going to 5-star hotels, nice clothes, limos with uniformed chauffeurs, huge parties, designer drug habit.
Oh, good.
And you want to open a salon? 20 grand you need? Here you go. Sick relative, 10 grand. Here you go.
Was he ever making money at any of?
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay,
no.
so it was just
it was
slowly
estimated he was spending $4,000 a day on average. Huh? $4,000 a day.
All he had was $2 million.
Yeah.
Aaron, you're telling me, pal.
That's exactly right.
And he just, he does everything under the same J.R. Lewis, and he's he's like, I need a fucking like a permanent thing. I can't be going hotel to hotel with all this fucking cash. He gets a place in Greenwich Village, and he spends 60 grand on furnishing it and decorating it, Art Deco.
Wow.
He's regular helicopter trips.
Oh, good.
Regular.
That explains the $4,000.
Waldorf Astoria, caviar and champagne. Shows up at a $500 per plate fundraiser for Jimmy Carter going against Reagan. And then he's hitting Times Square, adult theaters, gay bars, regular visitor at the bathhouses. And then he meets an adult film director, Chris Covino, a.k.a. John Christopher.
Oh.
I am going to tell you about Covino in just a second. Can we break 1 second?
Sure.
So George Bosque meets Chris Covino. Chris Covino is making adult films.
Films.
Yes, and he is a gay man. He is not out to his family. So he is actually only making... He's hiding that he's making adult films at all from his family, including like his brothers that would come stay with him in the city. But he's so afraid of them knowing he's gay that the only adult films he's making are straight, right?
God.
But he's trying to get into film in a serious way. He wants to, go out to Hollywood, do the whole thing eventually. But he's like, immediate money. I'm just going to go by the name John Christopher, start directing these things, and everybody's like, hey, he's pretty fucking good. And like gay companies would, approach him, and he would just keep turning it down.
And so what year is this?
This is 1980.
Okay. And when was Deep Throat? Like 75, 77?
Yeah, I think Deep Throat was even 72.
Yeah, or yeah. even
Okay,
earlier.
so porn had been kicked out of the.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it was still glory days, 80. I would say like 83 was the beginning of the end.
Yeah, 83 was the beginning of the end. Once videotape came around,
Yeah,
and
sure.
you didn't have to go to the theater to see it. But yeah, Deep Throat was like, God, my 73 or something like that.
So, Chris is, you know, he's not out to his family, not out that he's a pornographer, and he is tearing it up in New York. You know, he's from New Jersey, and he's in the gay scene in New York, and it's, you know, pretty wild. He's a regular at sex clubs, like the Ramrod.
Yeah.
Do you know the Ramrod? And have you been to the Mine Shaft?
Yeah.
Mm,
I
of
got
course.
lost. I was trapped down there.
And
Minecraft,
also
Mine
the
Shaft.
toilet.
Funny thing about the toilet, I am the toilet.
He was a regular at the Ramrod, the Mine Shaft, and the toilet.
Oh.
God damn it.
I hear everybody comes in the toilet. Is that true?
He meets George Bosque, and they're about the same age in the gay bar in the Village, and he's, you know, like, oh, you know, film stuff, and George is like, do you want to investor? I'll invest. And
Because I got all this stolen money.
yeah, and he's like,
Laundering.
he's like, I'm used to people, you know, kind of hitting me up and they want to hang out with the porn, but like, so he didn't take George seriously, and George brings him back to his new place, and he's in the middle of like decorating it. He's like got, you know, cash all over the fucking place, and he goes, "What about an all-male movie?" And something really classy, George says.
So make it sexy.
Something that's never been done before.
Oh.
How much would you need? They settle on a budget of $100,000.
For a
Gay
homosexual pornographic
porn
film.
It's already, from the get-go, one of the most expensive gay porn productions of all time.
Of course
It's
it
the
is.
opposite of no money.
Yes.
But you still have to suck a cock.
You do. And that's not the final budget.
Are you saying they went over budget?
And he's willing to just do it for that much money. Chris is like, you know, oh yeah, I'll do that. And Chris gets all the actors. The crew is mainly straight, and the actors are mainly gay, but not all gay.
It's a spectrum.
There's this one new actor that he's really hot to get, that's hot on like the new gay scene. This guy named Scorpio.
Scorpio.
Yeah, he's a Scorpio.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And he
So,
also has a tattoo of a scorpion.
Yeah.
of course.
It's
And,
like a gay Marvel supervillain.
Yeah, you can't
He's
spell
like, you know,
scorpion
in
without
the
scorpion.
magazine scene and stuff. And this guy is straight up Jersey trailer trash, like with like a gnarly mullet mustache. It's like, it looks like sleazy and trashy, but like, you know, he's kind of like ripped and stuff.
He's a hardcore guy.
He's definitely a hardcore guy. And he is like raised by his mom in a trailer park, Scorpio. And he's just like favors dating dudes. And his mom's like, yo, you're gay. This isn't really normal. And he's like, oh, I had no idea. And his mom is like, when he gets into like gay modeling and stuff, his mom is like his biggest fan. He's doing like all these gnarly posters and stuff. And his mom is like bringing him all around the trailer park, like showing off her gay son.
That's fucking sweet.
And
Yeah?
he you know, he's doing pretty good, you know, and this guy wants him. He's you know, he's Scorpio, you know, he's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a one-word name.
Yeah,
There was a photo spread that was kind of famous of the stuffed bear Baxter in his back pocket that was kind of like iconic in the gay scene at the time. And
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
It was like
Yeah.
it was his Born in the USA album cover.
Yeah.
he goes and he does a one-man short film called Double Scorpio.
Whoa.
Not twice.
I think it was-
Did he fuck a mirror?
I don't know. I don't know. And then he goes to Fire Island to shoot a feature, which is called Just Blondes. And he didn't even
Fire Island, after all.
know about Fire Island,
Yeah.
and then he just stays there because he's like, "This is what's up."
Yeah,
right.
he found Oz.
So the production company is called Hand in Hand Films, and his
nice.
movies are taking off. And Chris Covino gets in contact with them, and he's like, "I want you to do a lead in my movie, and it's set in ancient Rome." and it's called Centurions of Rome.
Centurions of Rome.
Yeah. Chris Covino comes up with the plot. It's focused on two Roman, countrymen, and they're sold into slavery for not paying taxes during Caligula's reign.
Oh, Caligula.
And he's so much trouble, Caligula. And they have to get free by seducing, their slave masters. And
Classic slavery.
the two leads were to be played by Scorpio and George Payne.
Oh, cracked out George
Cracked
Payne?
out George Payne from The Prince of Porn. Who's not gay.
No, but he is on drugs.
Yes.
And if you're on enough.
And here's George here in Centurions of Rome.
Oh, that is George Payne.
Yeah.
Did he do this a lot?
He really is something.
This is pre-Prince of Porn, though.
Right around. the same time.
Right. Like probably like right before.
Oh, wow.
But George Payne is already a veteran by this stage.
That's right.
He's seen some shit.
I support our veterans.
He gets the crew together, and they're getting ready to shoot, and they're
Hang up the fucking phone!
they're up in Nyack, and they're at this house, and they're shooting it, and there's a prop house in Manhattan that had all this ancient Greek stuff. So you got helmets, you got swords, you got sandals, all that shit, and
Togas, butt plugs.
Yeah.
tunics, chains. Even pillars, and they're
Sibians.
so these guys are bringing. They gotta bring all this shit around, and in the beginning there's problems, right? Because George Payne is not happy with the amount of dicks he has to suck.
I signed up for 8 to 12, and 20 is just too many.
And he would be straight up hostile if anybody brought up him bottoming. And
George,
come on, dude.
It's for the.
And
art.
but they said,
about you.
if it came down to it, he would kind of do what was needed in the moment.
Total pro.
He's a pro.
He is, and
A pro what? I don't know.
Scorpio said this about George Payne. He had a streak of self-loathing about him. This was especially true when he did any of the gay sex scenes. Who knows if he was bisexual anyway? We respected him, but he was intense and kept to himself, not wanting to mix with the rest of us. This is Scorpio in a little number.
Wow, that is Scorpio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he looks like he's got
You can see the scorpion tattoo right there on his arm.
A necro speedo on.
Yeah.
Classic Rome.
George Bosque, with his bags of money, is into the scene big time. He's hanging
like,
around.
I'll pay another 100 for another dick for.
Yeah, he'll kind of abscond with an actor now and then, and they'll be waiting to shoot a scene because the actor's gone because George and him are hooking up, and he has bundles and bundles of chop all over the place. There's just coke everywhere.
Oh, perfect timing.
It's all over the place. He's like, we had all these lines, all this shit ready. George Bosque starts throwing in new shit. He's all fucking coked out, and he starts like writing up new stuff. And Chris Covino is like, okay, man, like I don't care, because they're just getting paid daily.
Yeah.
By the day. So the longer this shit show goes on,
More money.
the more money you're getting, and it doesn't seem to be a problem.
No.
And there's just like all these like hijinks going on with like the stages falling down, and the crew is just like laughing their asses off at what a shit show is. Guys can't get hard; they're on so much coke.
Yeah, blown out.
Yeah, and
Blown in, blown out.
We're gonna have to suck all these cocks.
the guys don't know how to ride horses. The horses are going wherever they want to while they're filming with dudes on top of them. Like they're
Every conceivable animal.
yeah. So there's one point where like Scorpio is having problems with George throwing all this shit in at the last minute, and George is like, well, come talk to me in my limo. And he's just got like pounds of cocaine on the floor of the limo.
You want some coke?
And yeah.
Well, he converted cash to coke.
And
It's
that seems to solve all the problems. You get in the limo with the pounds of coke, and it's fine.
a good exchange rate back then.
Oh god.
So they go back to New York City, and they do these these additional scenes at Plato's Retreat in front of a Roman whirlpool, and at a private sex club on 23rd Street which is home of the club Fistfuckers of America.
Is that right?
That's exactly
FFA?
right.
You know, I get a lot of mail from them.
Yeah.
Really? Have you joined?
They won't accept me.
One crew
Too
member,
big or too small? Sorry.
one crew member said, "It was the craziest place I've been to. It had latex-covered walls. They offered the guy who was paying for the film some free lifetime membership there if he added a fisting scene." So we had to go to this weird place and film it. Chris wanted George Payne to do it, but George predictably said, "No way." Somehow they came to an understanding, and next thing you know, there was George with a tub of Crisco kneeling in front of the Emperor, ready to go.
Yeah, they knew they could always get George to do it.
George, he's a consummate professional.
He is. And
Anything for the art.
Yeah.
so then, you need these kind of bigger scenes, though, right? This is a big fancy thing.
You need these orgies.
You need, but you need. This is ancient Rome, so they would
Bodies.
go to the New York Stock Exchange for the Roman columns at like 5 a.m. and shoot scenes
In public?
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
And here we are in ancient Rome.
Yes.
These slaves will be mine forever. For I am Caligula.
Bring the royal Crisco
Yes.
before the stock bell rings.
The signal of the end of the day.
There's 12 days of shooting this
Gives
shit.
new meaning to a bear market.
Bear, bull.
All these alpha bulls around.
And so at the end, George Bosque is so happy, 12 days of shooting.
Full of
And
cum.
he throws a huge party at this underground nightclub on Broadway.
What's that called?
It's just called the Underground.
Ah.
Yeah, all the
Every
good names were
every
used.
guest receives a welcoming package that includes a gram of Coke
I was just saying
yeah,
free grand.
and a bunch of joints. And
Hey.
and so it's just an orgy. It's just a fucking orgy. Everybody's
How
fucking
is
each other.
everybody getting hard?
Oh, really working.
It's that good 70s Coke.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
So George doesn't understand that there's more money needed, and Chris is like, the budget is not going to be up to it's post production. Like we got to edit, etc. There's probably going to need to be 150 grand in total, and he's got $5 grand extra from George that would get him beginning on editing, and he's like, I need more. And George is becoming more and more elusive. I think now that he's done it, he's like, I need to start laying low again.
Well, also, he's probably running out of money at this point.
Well, so Chris, he goes up to the Hand in Hand Films people, and he says, will you give me the rest of the money to finish it in exchange for ownership of the film? Because George is just like fucking off. And they're calling it Centurions of Rome. They spell Centurions with a fucking A. A-N-S.
Centurions?
Centurions. Not Centurions, which is the correct.
Centurions of Rome.
Yes.
Why are they spelled? Is that on purpose or?
No, they're just idiots.
Jesus, so coked out they can't even look up words.
And so they're saying that editing is nearly impossible. There's so much coke.
We can't keep the continuity. There's a pile here 1 second, there's not one out.
Hours of footage of zonked out male performers struggling to achieve erections. He said, trying to make this look like a hardcore fuck film was a nightmare. And they said the New Jersey accents of the cast were so stupid that they were calling it Centurions of Bayonne.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
very nice.
Fucking bro, you gotta get over here and fuck my ass. So
My God,
good. Oh
I can't
my
believe
God.
Caligula's being such a cock.
Dude, I'm having such trouble maintaining an erection.
Bro, I got a workable softly, but I'm working my way back up, bro. Hold on. Fuck.
Give it 30 years, Viagra will be around.
Yo, get the Crisco, bro. Chris is a big fan of Star Wars, 1977.
Oh, good.
Little film. And they adopt the opening credit sequence from Star Wars.
For
And-
Centurions.
And they take the music from Star Wars.
The music.
And also the Queen soundtrack from Flash Gordon.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. George is fucking now totally gone. He's not even a whisper. And
He did exactly what he needed to do. He
and
put this in motion.
Chris never saw him again. And he's the movie's released with the promise of, quote, Caligula's empire, ruled by passion, destroyed by lust, with an all-star cast of slaves and Romans.
Oh my God.
It's an all-star cast
of slaves and Romans. What are you? Well, I'm a slave. I'm one of the best.
Well, I'm from New Brunswick, actually. It was
Studied at Juilliard.
described as having 31 luscious men sprawl across the screen at some point, and realistic uniforms and costumes, dungeon equipment, and encounters add to their passionate fight for freedom and man love. Immense scripting, acting, set design, direction, and superior efforts were all combined to make this one of the most sought-after films of all time. It makes $160,000 in the first couple of weeks.
Hey,
It was
all right.
very well anticipated. Magazines like Honcho,
Oh, my favorite.
they were all over it. Mandate.
Oh yeah. I'm familiar with it.
They said it was the most expensive gay porn film ever made. It was played at the 55th Street Playhouse for 3 months. Wall Street Journal claimed it earned $160,000 in the first few weeks. Wall Street Journal is all over this stuff.
And they filmed it on their
But
headquarters.
critics were just so torn apart by this movie.
What? The reviews were no good?
They were saying if you simply fast forward to the sex scenes, you'll be missing much of the effect. In other words, view the film as you would a softcore flick and you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Hey,
That's good. That's a good review.
But Man Shots magazine,
no, man shots.
a lot more honest, saying the movie wants to aspire to be a decadent film like Fellini's Satyricon, but is instead a mishmash that combines the reverential revisionism so adored by Cecil B. DeMille and the exploitational pandering of the cloak and sandal epics made popular by Steve Reeves. In short, it is an X-rated cross between Samson and Delilah and Hercules Unchained.
Wow, that's a great review.
that's still high praise.
yeah.
Film World Guide, however, says it is an artistic failure and the strangest gay adult film ever made.
Oh my God.
Savage film.
Very, very.
Phil known for his savage reviews of gay porn.
His
What does
George's
that guy from Rolling Stone say about it?
George's epileptic seizures are just getting worse. He starts.
You're saying the coke's not helping?
Yeah, he's
Strange.
He's kind of starting to miss Carl, and
we all miss
he's never been close to being found, but now he starts yearning for the old life, and he's.
What old life?
I mean, just
Carl.
Robin Banks.
Yeah.
you know, he's just getting lonely, and he's kind of like beginning to feel like the tension is too much, and he's just fantasizing about surrendering. And he's trying to find Carl, so he goes back to San Francisco to find Carl, and Carl's in Dallas, of course. There's $150,000 reward for him, and
The place where he took the money.
He goes into a shitty little motel. He starts calling around the old haunts. One of his old buddies fucking dimes him to the cops. He's arrested going away from the payphone where he makes all his phone calls from. And he's like, I don't even blame the person that did it. He's like, I hold no ill will towards them.
Did they get 150?
They did.
Oh, that's a good deal.
Oh, hey, that's another.
He
That's a
had-
gay porn movie.
Hey,
He was described when they found him as bearded, wearing blue jeans and a striped T-shirt with $100 in his pocket. He was unarmed, offered no resistance, and he was questioned by FBI agents for 5 hours. He was polite, cooperative, and he considered on the verge of a nervous breakdown. I did it because I was losing a lover of 5 years. I was having these epileptic seizures, explaining the robbery, that I could have cost me my police department job. I wanted to go home to Miami for medical treatment, but I couldn't tell my family because of my gay lifestyle. And his attorney said he was foiled by love. He missed a particular person who's still out there. And he was tired of running after 15 months as a fugitive and was sick, lonely, and may have been broke, too. And so that becomes the thing, is that he's like, money buys you nothing. You need love. You need health. And he is, just cooperative in court. Yes, Your Honor, etc. And he's got a bail set at $2 million.
Fuck.
Never had happened before.
oh, nice, a record.
Yeah, and he enters guilty pleas to the 2 charges of stealing. They try to fight the gun charge on assault. If he gets assaulted with the gun charge, it's 20 years in jail and a $10,000 fine. He's adamantly denying the use of the gun and almost convinced the prosecutor, who is an aggressive attorney in his late 30s by the name of Robert Mueller, and he would later go on to become the director of the FBI and investigate the Russian interference in the 2016 U.S. presidential election. Yeah.
These goddamn homosexuals from New Jersey are ruining this country.
Well, he was almost convinced by George.
Almost.
To drop the... And,
well, he's a smart man.
and then he was like, no, yeah. And he's
They
like...
got him by the balls.
Mueller kind of argued that George, hadn't been honest about what happened with the money. Everybody was saying he's still got money out there
Right.
somewhere. And the judge sentenced him to 15 years in a California institution. As he was led away, he said, "I want to get my life together as soon as possible. I realize I have to make up to society in one way or another. I have faith in the court's judgment. I have been extremely sorry for my mistake." But
Lock me up with all these hot men.
but where's the money?
Hey, Caligula, right here.
As Mueller was, the FBI was convinced there was more, and they just were like, "We're not fucking done here, dude."
Yeah.
We always felt there was some money out there due to the sheer volume," said the U.S. Attorney, at the time, Assistant U.S. Attorney. He told all these grand tales of investing in pornographic films. Naturally, when you hear that, you become suspicious. He went through a hell of a lot of money over a short period of time, and there's no solid information where it went.
Up his nose.
Yeah, I mean, or people were starting salons and shit with his money, you know.
Community growth.
Even George's own defense attorney said there was hundreds of thousands of dollars that were not accounted for.
Of course.
George said there was no money left. He said, "I did give the money away. I did spend the money. Call it stupid, but it's a fact. I gave money to a score of people, different cases on individual merit without giving a lot of thought." Lloyd's of London, who insured it, as they were insured to Brinks, they sued him for $1.85 million, the entire $1.85 million. They forced him to take a lie detector test, saying,
Yeah, is there more or not?
No money.
he passed. And he was like, "No, I'm broke. I'm totally fucking broke."
I love Coke, bro.
So the only possibility to recover the almost $200,000 that he'd invested in Centurions of Rome, Lloyd's of London would need to become owners of that by
They would have to
suing
buy the rights.
Hand in Hand Films. So Case Chapman, part owner of Hand in Hand Films, went to court for the preliminary hearing. And they said maybe the movie's funded with stolen funds. Maybe. But would Lloyd's of London, founded centuries early in 1688 to provide insurance to some of the most fabled merchants and ship owners in maritime history, really want to own a hardcore gay pornographic film? Stills from the film were passed around.
Is this something you might be interested in?
Anal sex galore.
Galore.
George Payne fisting Caligula.
With Crisco.
Oh, he was fisting? He didn't get fisting?
He was fisting.
Oh, okay.
A daisy chain of oral sex between the gladiators.
Wow.
Lloyd's backs down.
Brilliant.
Amazing.
Is this what you want?
Yeah. You want a piece of this?
You want to celluloid?
Yeah.
Bears beat Lloyd's.
He goes up for his first parole hearing in the mid-'80s. The FBI is like, another lie detector test about the money, and this time he's like, no. His attorney is saying he was released on parole in '86.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Sentenced to 15 years, released on parole after 5 years. He's in for a pretty bleak ending, of course.
Oh, is that right?
As is everyone. I'm not gonna really get into how terrible it is, but
Get into the AIDS.
everybody dies of AIDS, but George. Everyone. Scorpio, Chris Covino, most of the cast of Centurions of Rome.
But George Payne is like...
No, yeah, not George Payne.
No, his fist fell off.
But George Bosque also he dies of a drug overdose.
cocaine?
It was cocaine.
Well, he got back into it after not doing it for 5 years.
Scorpio, everybody, but yeah, it was just really tragic. It was just the early '80s, and in that scene, it was just so brutal. Chris Covino came out to Hollywood. He was starting to begin an actual film career. Got it,
man.
and so when they talked to him in later years, he was like. And they talked about the money. He was like, my biggest enjoyment was when I shared it with other people.
Of course.
He's like, I met some wonderful people. I did some nice things. And he's like, I'll never regret or be embarrassed about. And when people are like, well, how did you manage to spend all $2 million in a year and a half? He's like, I spent half of it gambling, drinking, and making a porn film. I guess I squandered the rest.
Yeah.
Honest.
Yeah. He got an apartment. I mean, I don't know. He just fucking tossed it off.
It's fucking, dude,
Yeah, I guess I lost the rest.
Yeah. But what? He's like, he told people, and he's not wrong, at the time of his arrest, he's like, if I get hit by a bus tomorrow, he's like, I've lived enough of a life.
Right.
Yeah. He spent 5 years in jail to have 2 years of as much fun as he could, basically.
Yeah, man. I mean, what a fucking wild time. George Payne slipping in there. When I saw George Payne, I was like, get the fuck out of my face. Robert Mueller?
What the fuck?
Get the fuck out of here, dude. I was like,
Could you imagine him poring over this evidence?
oh my God.
Yes, it looks Caligula's anal.
I heard that too. What was that?
I don't know.
I don't know either. UFOs?
Well, let me make sure it's not a fucking alarm.
Robert Mueller.
Dude.
Crazy. A little,
Oh, no, I think it's just the GoPro.
all right.
I mean,
Crazy.
it's a guy that gets away with a robbery,
Yeah, scot-free.
and he is untouchable. He is living
His
in a country with a $150,000 tag on his head, just acting like, I mean, like staying in plain sight is so brilliant. And then he makes
gay
one of the
porno.
most expensive gay films of all time.
Fantastic.
Bankrolls it,
Way to ding yourself on the radar. you know?
but that didn't do him in. That movie didn't do him in.
No.
He was fine.
Yep.
It was just like, I think it was just like, the waiting for the other shoe to drop was just too much. But like, holy fucking shit. You got away with a
With
$2 million robbery.
One of the biggest bank robberies up until that point, right?
Yeah.
Or armored car robbery, right?
Yeah. And and then your bail is $2 million. It's just a little bit more than you stole.
It's like, fuck.
of
It's
course.
so fuck you.
Dude,
But did any of the actors or anybody who's making the film, none of them knew?
nobody knew.
Because if they knew, I mean, they could have made twice as good
But
of
I mean,
a
it was
film.
so smart to just hide out as a rich guy.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're also doing a gay guy stuff at that time, everything's kind of down low, right? Everything's low key,
every club is underground.
right? But like, I mean, just being that plain sight. I'm J.R. Lewis. That's who I am. I got a bunch of money. Who wants to ask questions?
Right.
Nobody.
Take the Cubans' money.
You know, like, I mean, and he's just partying his balls off on Fire Island with Scorpio. Scorpio? Fist fuckers of America? The toilet?
Mine shaft.
Ramrod?
Ramrod, mine shaft,
Fist fuckers of America.
toilet.
You can have a lifetime membership if you put a fisting scene in Centurions of Rome. Oh, God. It's too good to be true, man.
It's comical.
What? I mean, the FBI is just like, yeah, we don't know. I'm sorry, we don't know. He probably could have gone back and applied for the police again
Yeah.
and got hired again.
Yes.
That's how fucked up everything was.
Yeah, they probably have the same mustaches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's no wonder Ted Bundy got away with everything. Nobody knew shit. You know? This guy's just like, let's make the craziest gay porn classy, though. I want it to
But
be
it's got to
classy.
be classy and
Roman
sexy.
or Greece.
Trying to make this look like a hardcore fuck film was a nightmare. George Payne in his most demanding role.
A nightmare.
But that's it. I George
Wow.
Bosque, amazing story.
Wonderful.
Amazing life.
Wonderful.
Fantastic.
Where did you hear about him?
I heard about him on the Rialto Report, which is the best in
Sleaze.
porn journalism.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Old porn journalism specifically. They did an incredible job, and there is going to be a movie made about his life.
Oh, yeah?
About the life of George Bosque.
Who's gonna?
You're gonna have to find
Is
out.
that right? Let's see.
Oh.
George Bosque, a Cuban American homosexual.
Brad Pitt.
No, we're thinking about a younger, James Gandolfini's son,
Oh yeah,
who's gonna play him in the Sopranos prequel,
that's right. That's exactly
and
right.
that's who's gonna play, in my mind, in this guy's mind,
Yeah.
just fucking.
All right. I like that.
And Scorpio is
Sam Rockwell,
Oh, nice, too old.
young Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, they'll
yeah,
de-age him.
yeah,
They'll
yeah.
de-age him. They'll put a Scorpio tattoo on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, do you think the budget for that movie will be more or less
Yes, without a doubt, it'll
than
be more.
Centurions of Rome?
A lot more.
A Hollywood fisting scene is at least $50,000. So
George Payne is gonna fist Caligula.
no one fisted. I didn't know anyone fisted Caligula.
Well, you know,
Hey, I am sure it's accurate.
He's the
though.
boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's fisting him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it there. I'm gonna say goodnight, everybody. I love you. My name is John Fahey.
I love you. I'm Aaron, the Total chaos.
The toad.
You ever fuck with the toad? Toad mode. Hashtag toad mode. Aaron Pita.
HBCG.
That's right.
Hot Body Cum God.
Hot body
No,
cum
very
God.
good. Matt Brousseau.
Good night, everybody. We love you.
Good night.
Starburns Audio, a podcast network.